Welcome, Bladerunner fans. Okay, today we're going to take a close look at the Deckard action figure by NECA. So for those of you that don't know, NECA stands for National Entertainment Collectibles Association. It's a business based in the US, in New Jersey. They're a manufacturer of collectibles based on licenses from films, video games, sports, music and television. And in 2002, they formed a division called NECA Real Toys, specifically to make action figures that are targeted at action figure and toy enthusiasts. And this is an example we have before us today, a Blade Runner 2049 collectible. Okay, so first impressions. It's got a dark black window packaging. It feels pretty robust. There's a little bit of scuffing on the clear section right now, just after delivery. So if you're a hardcore, must be pristine collector and you're worried about these tiny imperfections, you'll need to look out for that kind of thing. Looking at the bottom here, we've got a credit for the director, the sculpt, the fabrication, paint, prototype and packaging. It's a nice touch. I know a lot of effort goes into making these mini works of art, so why not give it credit where it's due. Obviously we've got some maker's marks, barcode and a warning not to allow kids under 3 to play with the model, as it's a choking hazard. I guess most people buying these are just interested in keeping them mint boxed or for perhaps careful display, but all manufacturers need to mark with safety guidance, so that's the rule for any toy. Also noticed that this collectible is marked just here, ages 17 and up. I guess that's really to indicate the fact that it's for an audience of a certain age. Looking at the back, we have a Blurb Panel, and well, I'll just go through what it says here. Blade Runner 2049, 30 years after the events of the first film, a new Blade Runner LAPD officer, Officer K, unearths a long-buried secret that has the potential to plunge what's left of society into chaos. K's discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, a former LAPD Blade Runner who has been missing for 30 years and who might have the answers. So that really does give you that kind of feel for it. They then have just below pictures of the characters from the film. You've got Deckard himself and Officer K, and they're marked as Series 1. So I have both of these collectibles from Series 1, and I'll deal with unboxing Officer K on a separate video. At the time of making this, I did note that that the Series 2 figures are available for pre-order, but I've not yet bought or received, and obviously we're waiting for that to come through. So in due course I will pick those figures up. They're marked here as being Love and Wallace, so that's it's good news that they're making those 4 overall. Okay, so let's just dig in. First thing to note is that there is nothing here that you couldn't, in effect, repackage back up. I think they've done a good job here for people that do want to take the figure out and display it. It's perfectly easy to do that, and then you can retain the packaging and put the figure and the accessory here back in, should you wish to keep it just boxed and mint, and either just keep it there as an object for your collection, or perhaps even sell it on at some other time. First thing to say, the weight feels really nice. It's not far off the weight of perhaps say something like a mobile phone. It's quite substantial. The texturing is really just glorious. The pocketed shirt has a grey-blue look, which is I don't know, it's very appealing to my eye. And over his jeans, it's got a kind of almost a rubberized texture and just goes over the top of his jeans there. His shirt also, undershirt there, the tee, that's also got a kind of rubberized feel to it as well. The jeans are kind of, I don't know whether you can see that clearly on this video, but they almost have an army green heading toward a sort of dun coloured look. And I inspected the pictures of the film pretty carefully, and it's all pretty much as per how Agent K found him hiding in Vegas, as you would expect. The shirt is almost jacket-like, which he wears over his much discussed on all sorts of blogs sensible tee. The boots look really cool. They've seen a lot of dust and kipple for the Philip K. Dick readers tuning in. It all adds up to a matter-of-fact sort of look, survivalist garb, if you will, which of course he is at the point of doing. Okay then, so let's just put the figure down here for a tick. Let's take a look at the PKD blaster. This is such an iconic item, even rendered this tiny. The paint job is very nicely done. You really get the hero grip in amber and the silvers and blacks. It almost has a kind of bronze look across the top there. And you can see very clearly the double trigger set and bolt action mechanism on this side here, look. My only complaint is that where you can, whereas pretty much everything is perfect, there is a slight dot of orange right here on this side of the blaster, and when I saw that, I kind of concluded that I'm going to have to clear that up, because it is otherwise painted to absolute perfection, and I painted a lot of models myself. And I wouldn't really dream of leaving a blob of paint off the correct substrate like this. So it's a slight letdown, but it's a tiny fix to make, and probably it won't be on your one. Maybe it's just an aberration on this one. Okay, so let's look at the mobility of the figure. He has some mobility in his feet, where the boots are, the knees, also the hands. The hand itself here on the right hand side has the correct position to hold the PKD. There's a couple of points of articulation in the arm there, which I think is a really nice touch, because you can really bring his arm right around, which obviously lends itself to a few additional poses, so it's not just a single jointed elbow. Up on the shoulder there, you've got a good amount of range of movement, obviously the same on both sides. The head moves backwards and forwards nicely, and left and right, and the whole figure can pretty much make it into a sitting position. There is a certain amount of resistance that these kind of rubber texture clothes are giving, but I can completely forgive that. I think it's a very kinesthetic, malleable kind of item, and it lends itself to making all sorts of action poses, should you wish to, and display it as such. So let me just kind of make a couple out here. Should we perhaps go in this direction? Let's add the blaster in for the feel, as you would expect him to be in the film. It's quite nice and tight, that is, which is, I think, a good thing. It really is just a matter of tinkering around to get the whole thing the way you'd wish it to be. So, say if you've got him and you wanted to display him in a cabinet in some kind of action pose, then really the world is your oyster. I do love the way it feels so heavy and substantial, and actually really just not like a toy. You know, I had some concern that maybe it would feel like you know, something like an old Star Wars figure. Not that I've got anything against those, but this is for something other than playing with. This is a display item, and I think the whole thing has that kind of level of quality. So generally, very, very pleased. I'm obviously my slight moan is on the paintwork there, and perhaps a little bit of scuffing on the box, but otherwise really, really beautifully handled. So what can I say? I'm very satisfied with this figure. It's a real pleasure to own. It's just lovely to have something that's as tactile as this, a little slice of Bladerunner 2049 art that you can pick up and hold. Great work, NECA. Really great work. This is something for adults to own and be pleased by, you know, just to display and you know, mess with and enjoy. So, right, that's it for now. If you like what you saw, please give me a comment and a like. I'm just starting out on YouTube. It all helps. So, great. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.